evening. And indoor air. Indoor air quality has a significant impact on human health. Design of ventilation system and building influences temperature, humidity, and pollution movement. Next, air pollution. Air pollution is the introduction of a substance. Pollution in air harmful to human and environment, which may be natural or man-made, and pollution can be solid, liquid, or gaseous. Major pollution include, you can see, next, emission estimation and control. Emission is the amount of the pollutant source released into the air. Emission rate is expressed as MOF per time, such as in day, the toner, or the year. Emission rate and pollution composition can change with time. Air pollutants are sources from four main types. 1. Point source, or a single identifiable source of air pollutant emissions, such as a single furnace. 2. Line source, or one-dimensional source of air pollutants emissions, such as a line of vehicles on a road. 3. Area source, or a two-dimensional source of diffuse air pollutant emissions, such as a forest fire and landfill. And 4. Volume source, or a three-dimensional source of diffuse air pollutant emission, usually found in oil refineries. They may also be divided as a stationary and mobile. There are 5 methods to quality air pollutant emission direct measure at There are 5 methods to quality air pollutant emission. Part 1. Direct measure. Direct measure or measurement, or either stationary sensor or mobile sensor. 2. Mass balance, or indirect, whereby the conservation of mass from the difference between the measured inflow and outflow in a system. 3. Process modeling, by mathematical modeling of physical and chemical process. 4. Emission factor modeling. Emission factor is the ratio of emission and pollutant source intensity and can be found in the published manual. The source intensity, such as kilogram or day, times its relevant emission factor to drive the estimated emission rate. 5. Expert judgment. Subjective estimation by experience and knowledge. And the reliability and cost are ranked from high to low, with without One, the five is method 1 is the most reliable and most costly, and method 5 is the less costly and less reliable. Next, Next, 5 options to control oil pollution. Part 1. Prevention or green chemistry or green engineering. Part 2. Regulatory solution or permit for allowable emission and monitoring. Part 3. Market solution or a total allowable emission cap is set and emissional allowances and be traded in the market. Part 4. Voluntary solution or voluntary emission reduction by individuals, communities, and firms endorsed by EC access of air quality information. And part 1. Emission control technologies or thermal oxidizer to incite pollution using height, temperature in a similar way to indicators absorption by passing pollute air through water soil media in a similar way to smoking water pipe, biofilter filled with a biological medium for the polluted air to be passed through to interact with the attached microorganisms, and particulate emission control technologies such as Sislon, Scriber, Backhouse, and electronic predictive Next, air quality modeling and forecasting. Air quality is modeled by air displacement models, or also can call it atmospheric diffusion models, air quality models, or air pollution response models. A set of mathematical equations, physical and chemical processes of air and its pollution is solved by numerical methods on modern computers. The dispersion models is used to estimate or predict the downwind concentration of air pollution emitted from various sources. Next, air dispersion models can be used by government agencies to determine whether an exciting or new industrial plant will be compliant with the relevant air quality standards. They are also used by public safety organizations for air quality forecasting or scenario setting, which is important especially for emergency planning and operation of accidental chemical relays or evacuation or sheltering for persons in the downwind direction. Next, a typical air dispersion model records information on 1. Meteorological conditions, which speed and decretion, atmospheric turbulence, ambient air temperature, the height to the bottom of any inflation allow that may be present, cloud cover and solar radiation. 2. Pollen surge. The concentration or quantity of pollutants in emission or accident release, temperature or the materials, source location and height. Type of source. And 3. Terrain. Elevation at the source location and the receptor location, and use or land cover information. Thank you. Well, that's my presentation. If there are deficiencies, please forgive. Hopefully useful for us all.